Here is the amateur grade from Oxnard, California, introducing the two-time world champion, El Feroz, Fernando Vargas.
An open-air outdoor stadium. What a venue for this contest.
The wait is over. The speaking stopped. The fight begins. Now, let's get the answers.
What a great venue and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. Build up to this fight has been incredible. Both of these men verbally sparring for weeks, and now they get it on for real. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Nice countering. A perfect counter shot. Counter shot lands. Unlucky to miss with that jab. Good counter punching. Usually you don't have to worry about getting a sunburn when you're fighting, Johnny, but that's certainly the case today with the sun blazing.
This is taking boxing back to its roots. Outside, where you've got the crowd there, you can hear everything, you've got the breeze of the wind, you've got the heat of the sun. You know when you're doing this, your feet are on fire. They're on fire in the ring.
Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Nice counter shot. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Do you believe what we are seeing? Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Leonard in that last round. Well, it's no secret who starting to make mistakes. Here we go. It's round two. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round. Everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That counter punch caught him clean. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? This fighter's always on their toes, trying to get their opponent rattled, get them off kilter, get them out of their rhythm.
If you want to corner an outside fighter, make them fight off the rope because they don't want to do that. They don't want to stand still. They want to move left to right. Pin them down. Throw a blanket on them.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Straight right just misses. Catch and shoot. They miss with the jab. Do you believe what we're seeing? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
The bell, sometimes it can be.
On to the third. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
And he scores with the counter. Can't score with that jab. Miss with that jab. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Well done with that counter shot. Throws the jab, but does not score. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this... There's the bell for round 4. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They exchange punches. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. The straight right just misses. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
The perfect counter lands. Beautiful counter shot. That jab won't score. How about that time counter shot? He threw a punch and just got countered. That jab misses. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. And a round that seemed like he...
I need you to focus on more.
Back into the fray here in round 5. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
They're both trying for a knockout. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Don't get trigger happy. because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
These two were made for each other. Beautiful counter punch. Nice counter shot. So much firepower here. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
And you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Punch, counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the tournament's got to put a firecracker on that fighter. Get out there and get the job done.
Don't give me anything. Go back and win the round, right?
It's not that you're still landing your power shots. Don't forget the jab and don't get carried away.
This is the beginning of round 6. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They better start respecting each other's punching power. Jab slightly off target. Counter punches have to hurt. These two fighters are made for one another. Good counter punch. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's so hard to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Punches coming from every angle. A straight right just misses. Nice counter punch. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that one.
Don't worry about that one.
And there's the bell to start round 7. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
That right hook catching air. Very competitive round here so far.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. That counter punch caught him clean. Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? That counter punch caught him clean. Swing and a miss with that jab. Well done with that counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
I seriously hope...
Tougher fight, and he's going to be confident.
Round 8, and we're off again. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
The straight right just misses. Going to shake out the arms and legs and move around a little bit. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Good counter punch. It's always fascinating to watch two good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in the fight. You've got to relax.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. So it was certainly close, a big majority win.
I didn't think it was going to be that close. I really didn't.